playing music. What the hell? Oh, man. Okay, it says mobile dashboard. Why do you do this all the time? It's like, I'm not going to change my mind. Stupid thing. There we go. Okay, so that's working. Okay, I gotta turn my gloves inside out. It is chilly, but... So I am up on a nice, sunny... Up on the Continental Divide, there's a frontage road here where, I mean, you can get 30 miles. If you just want to do a loop, it's not really a loop. It'd be like a small out and back section with a loop. More like a lollipop, I guess you could say. This is a good place to go. You can get 30 miles. And it's at higher altitude. So for Montana, if you want to get higher altitude like this, you have to come to places like this. It is right next to the freeway because it's a frontage road. Oh, man, my nose itches. I think I got some nose hairs I need to trim. And it's not like super high. We're at, I can't tell because I'm getting notifications. 6,500 about, roughly. Going that way, which we're not going to do. We're not going to go that way, which is where the actual Continental Divide is. But this Continental Divide Trail, the National Scenic Continental Divide Trail, does come through here. This is a short road section cutting across this way, which is not the way we're going to go. I don't know. I might run up that way maybe when we get done, see how many miles we got. But... So the CDT does come through here. So if you're a thru hiker wondering what it's like up here, the CDT does come through here. But we're just going to stick to the frontage road and we're just going to do a loop. So we're going to run down the one side of the freeway and then we're going to come back this side of the freeway along the frontage road. So there'll be a lot of noise traffic because this is I-15 right here. But this is an old marathon training area I used to go. Just because it's higher altitude and you can just go. I mean, it's just straight road. There's a little bit of undulation on some of it. So you get a little bit of hill every now and then. But for the most part, it's just flat. This is a flat. It's called Elk Park. It's about 20 miles. Actually, it's not 20 miles. It's about 10 miles. More than that. 12, 13 miles. Across this flat. So, and it's warmer up here than it was down in the valley. It's about 15 degrees warmer here than it was down in the valley, which means there's a temperature inversion going on, which was another reason why I chose to come up here. But let me finish getting ready and we'll get going. I gotta grab some stuff on the other side over here. Get the GPS going. I'm going to wear my vest today so I can carry my battery. I do have a little bit of water just in case I need it as well. But, yeah. Hey. I was going to wear my mittens, but I think I'm just going to wear my gloves. In a van down by the river. No, we're not down by the river. We're up on the top of the Continental Divide. Although there is a creek that starts up here, because the Continental Divide is like right over there, that does flow all the way to the Gulf of Mexico, and then you go to the other side over here, and there's a creek that eventually flows into the Columbia River that flows into the Atlantic. Oh, I need to put these keys in here so that I don't lose them. They are very important. But there is a temperature inversion happening, so it's warmer up here. And it's my old marathon training spot. So we're just gonna go with up here. Oh, I forgot to change camera views. Bam! Yep, so here's the Continental Divide. It actually, you can see the break up here. That is technically where the Continental Divide crosses. It's about 5 miles that way. But this is the only exit on this whole flat, so that's why I park here. But the Continental Divide Trail does come right through here on this road. It's a small road section because they can't cross anywhere else. Well, I think actually, technically, the Continental Divide is only about 2 miles that way, being honest. Yeah, I almost, speaking of things, I'm glad you're here, Barf Bag. I almost bought about 100 acres up here in these trees, but the winters would be brutal, so I did not want to do it. When there is not a temperature inversion in place like there is today, where it's 15 degrees warmer up here than it was down in the valley, it is brutal. This is actually where I learned in my old vehicle that my thermometer only went down to minus 40. It was minus 48 up here. And that's pretty typical in the wintertime around the late December, January time frame, because I used to drive this to work all the time. But yeah, I was gonna whisper to you, Artifact, but later, because I on my drive up here today, I was just thinking about it, and I was like, I don't have a pass. Yeah, exactly. I don't have a good sight for my M4 platform weapon. I want to get either a good reflex or red dot or something for that thing. I don't even have iron sights for it because I don't ever go shoot it. And I've had the thing for 5 years, but I just never have been able to find ammo for it at the time, so I never were really worried about it. Now you can find ammo. I figured you would definitely be the one that would have good recommendations. There's a reason why they call this Elk Park. There's usually sitting off over here just a huge herd of elk that hang out up in those mountains. You're talking, 200, 300 head of elk up there, which is why this is called Elk Park. And when it gets really cold and snowy, you have to be really careful on this coming down the freeway, because they'll just wander out there. this is only 2,500 feet higher than Helena, where I've been running, and I definitely feel the difference in the elevation. Tell you that for sure. Oh. The only thing I would have bought this land up here for was for the deer and elk hunting, because there's a lot of deer and elk. But yeah, I mean, it'd be awesome off-grid property for all but about 4 months of the year. But he has theoretical, so it doesn't need batteries. But we'll take them. Oh, okay. I'll look into that. I actually have so when I was in DC, I wanted to get one, of course, to find an actual gun store, sporting goods store, whatever in that area where you can buy stuff like that, you're not going to find. So I was going to just buy one online, and it was like, nope, that area you can't buy them online. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Whisper soup, nice. Well, $300 isn't bad at all. Oh. Oh man, I can feel the elevation, which says a lot for me. I felt sorry for Rachel the other day when we did that turkey trot, when she was coming from whatever she is there, North Dakota, probably like 1,400 feet elevation, to running the furthest she's ran in like 4 years at 5,500 feet. She was dying. Amazon has them nice. I should be able to stream this entire run, because that's my cell tower right there. So I should get pretty good cell service. And when I came up out of on top of the pass, because you have to climb the pass up through this, I don't know, canyon, I guess you could say. Like, you get zero signal in there, but as soon as you pop up out of there, I had 3 bars all the way at the end. We're not going quite that far. Oh, I forgot to change my shoe choice. Oh well. I'm wearing the Brooks Hyperion Maxes today. I need to see if Running Warehouse is having a sale right now on shoes. I need to get a new pair of Rebel 3s and maybe try something else out. Get a rifle, yeah, that would be good. That would be good to do. I do have a sling already for it. That it was I guess you could say an aftermarket sling that we purchased from the military that, you know, can't be put on the property books or anything. So it was like an impact card purchase. So it was never on any sort of property book or hand receipt or anything like that. So I got to keep it. And it's a pretty dang good sling. It's one of those 3-point slings. So it's really easy to either have horizontal or hanging just by the matter of undoing the quick clip, which is nice. I definitely don't have a rifle light. You need one of those. It's not a really expensive M4 platform, but it's not the cheapest either. But I won it in a raffle, so I wasn't complaining. It was free. Oh, I'm looking off over here. So that's Haystack Mountain right there, or Haystack Peak, that I tried to take my dog up on a few years ago, and it was so freaking hot that day we never made it to the top, and I never went back. Would like to do it though, but the road to the trailhead is I wouldn't be able to make it in my van. I'd have to park down on the frontage road actually, and then it's like probably a mile to the trailhead. What? We've gone a mile already? Doesn't feel like I've gone a mile. Oh. This is a cool little area though. I do like it up here. Just over on the other, you go through the break in the mountains there, and that's where Butte, Montana, or as they like to call Butte, America, is. Which, surprisingly, I'm very fond of. When I first started working there, I was like this, because Butte always has this reputation of just being this rough, dirty mining town. I'll tell you what, I enjoyed it. I would move there if I could. If I had to live in a town, let's say. Sure, light makes a combo. 1,000 lumens, wow. Nice thing is, this time of day, the interstate shouldn't be too busy like we've seen so far. A little bit of traffic, but not too bad. Now at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and actually probably by the time we're done here, it'll be lunchtime. It'll start picking up a bit. Usually get right around midday is when all the semi-traffic coming out of Canada driving down here will be hitting here, and then all the work traffic between here and Helena. I think I overdressed. I knew it was going to be warmer here because of the temperature inversion, but man, I know what the real feel is here, but it's got to be like in the mid-30s, and I'm dressed like it's the mid-20s. Plus it doesn't help that it's just the sun beating on me too at a higher elevation, so there's high elevation sunshine is just hits different. I'm planning on only doing about, I think this should be about 12 miles, this loop, but it has been about 4 years since I ran up here, so I might be way off. Might be less than that. It's not more than that, I know that for a fact. Might be less than that though. I'm actually running 8.5 minute miles. Elevation, I did not think I'd be running. That's probably why I'm warmed up. So incredibly rocky up here. If anybody knows anything about geology, that's all like granite boulders over there. This is part of the boulder batholith, which is a magmatic intrusion in the Rocky Mountains here. And it's crazy because this is all granite over here. This side is all more limestone. There's a little bit of intrusion stuff over here, but it's mostly just limestone. Oh, I gotta take a little break. I'm running way too fast. The second time you fix the drone. Had it done the next day. Nice. Did I just have somebody call or something? I don't think so, because it would have gone to my watch. I'm going to turn this on just in case. There we go. I don't want to be interrupted. Could have just been any notification. I just saw something pop up and then it's like, don't need anybody wrecking my stream. One thing about this side over here, like arguably I'd say this is a nicer side, but I don't know if you can see the little creek drainage here, but because it gets so cold here in the winter time and everything, essentially it's tundra up here, and so when it finally thaws out around, or starts to thaw out around mid-April or so, it is so boggy up here on this side of the road. This is nuts. $160 an hour doesn't make paper parts. That's awesome. Figured I better, well, one, I'm just tired of running around the streets of Helena, which is one reason why I came up here. Two, the fact that it's warmer here. And three, it's supposed to snow again here this coming weekend, so this may be my last chance to run up here. You looked at a house in town. I mean, there is something convenient about being in town. Oh man, this is a cool old ranch right here. I mean, that's a nice cabin too, but nobody lives here. It's like, think you're moving? Yeah. I don't know. There's certain parts I love about living in town because it's just so convenient. But also, people piss me off there too. But I think the convenience outweighs everything else. There's a cool house up here. I don't know if you can see it. Up in the mountains up there, or in the rocks, I should say, that somebody does live at. You know, out here ain't too fun too. Yeah. Well, it's like when my friend was visiting me. It was nice. I mean, I'm an introvert, so I like my alone time, but there's something nice about having, I guess you could say, companionship, especially being that I don't have a dog yet, which it does look like the litter was born. I looked online, so they're probably, she hasn't reached out to me yet. It does look like they have a female, but I'm guessing until they get past that, you know, a certain point, just to make sure they're healthy and gonna live. She's not gonna reach out to me, which is I'm okay with. I can't tell if they have one or two female pups, but they definitely have one. Pizza and ass are important. Yep, they are. Wonder what these people think when they see a weirdo running on the side of the road with a camera. And I'm more like shuffling along more than anything. I'm not like really running hard, so they're probably like, what is this guy doing? Barfy needs some loving. Yeah. I definitely had my, I guess you could say, my hoe phase after I got divorced. That was almost an 11-year relationship. But not because I was seeking it out. It just, the opportunities presented themselves. Because I'm not a very observant guy when it comes to the ladies. They could be full on flirting with me. I'd just be totally oblivious to it. It's like the video was from a while ago, but it's the skit, and the guy's actually like a plumber, and he's fixing the girls whatever, he had to do something, and then she's like, oh, do you want to what did she say, like clean my plumbing or something, and like being all flirty, and he's just totally like, well, I mean, I don't think it needs it, but I could. And she's like, oh, but I don't really have any money, so maybe we can make some sort of other form of payment, like maybe I can clean your pipe. And he's like, no, I do all my own plumbing. Just totally oblivious to it. Chewy's an ass man. Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna lie. I'm hoping when I get this puppers. Well, I mean, geez, back when I was having all the luck in the world, that's when Nessa was a puppy. So, well, look, we've been out here for half an hour, and we're finally seeing our first vehicle on the frontage road. Another thing I love about this is because we get a lot of traffic here. Because these are big lots of land out here. I mean, these are big ranches. So not a whole lot of people out here. Oh, might have to turn my Tinder profile back on maybe or something after I get my puppers. Oh, that mountain straight ahead of us there, that's Thunderbolt, which I've shown you guys from the other side. When we're up on like Mount Helena, you can see it off in the distance, but I've never climbed that. I've always wanted to. Actually, it doesn't look like it has too much snow, so probably could do it in the next couple days, but it's not gonna work in my schedule. 125 years old. That's cool. I like old houses like that. That's one reason why I like my apartment, because it's a 120-year-old building. But that's also the thing I hate about my apartment, because now we're having to fix all these things that, because it's 120-year-old. I think the ultimate cost of these interior decks that need to be replaced, and then once they started to fix it, it was even worse off than what the city's like safety engineer or whatever you want to call him like estimated. They were horrible. But total cost of that is, I guess, going to be right around $1.3 million. But luckily, because years ago we made the decision as an association to purchase the commercial floors, we get income from that now, so my HOA fees are not going to go up, and we don't have to do another assessment. Old Town Underground, that's actually kind of cool. that's pretty cool. That's the one thing, speaking of Butte, that I love about Butte with the history there. It has an old underground city, and it's kind of cool. You could take like different old town tours and like all the speakeasies and everything that were hidden during Prohibition. It's pretty cool. It was steel last time. So it was concrete, like, I want to say like 4-inch concrete on top of steel plating and steel beams. And the beams, because the way the weather hits it, were completely deteriorated. And come to find out, when they went to try and pull the concrete out, because they were just chopping it up into sections and then trying, drilling holes through it to lift it up out of there with the giant tower crane, and they would do that, and the concrete was completely just falling apart. Just because it's been weathered, and the drainage wasn't the best, which is weird to say because it's just a big wide open spot, wide open area on the interior of the building, but they're fixing that as well to make it drain better. Oh no, they're not wood. They were all metal. Even the railings on the inside was steel. But the one thing that wasn't as bad as they thought is actually the steel I-beams. So they were able to just clean them up, use some anti-corrosive on it, and then they're just going to reseal and paint them again. So that saved the cost. But what we saved there in cost went up because of the concrete being so bad. The demolition removal of all that was a little bit more expensive. And then also there's some, I gotta take my hat off because I am sweating. It's gotta be in the mid-30s now. Holy cow. But there's some, I guess you could say, rails, steel rails that are mounted on the brick on the interior, like next to the walls that the thing sat on. Those were completely destroyed, so they had to replace those, which was extra cost. But again, what they saved in not having to replace steel beams actually offset all that. But they're supposedly going to be done with all the major stuff by the end of this month, or the end of December, I guess. Like the tower crane will be gone by the end of December. Actually, I think the tower crane is going to be gone. They're going to start removing it here in like the next week or two. But they still got to do some other stuff. Like they're going to town right now replacing all the, like the bottom steel part of the decks on my floor. And it is loud during the day because they're having to cut iron and hammer drill and all sorts of stuff. But the concrete down on my floor is fine because I'm on the 4th floor, so there's 3 floors above me that are protecting all that. But the steel plates underneath are corroded that they have to replace them, so that's what they're working on right now. Okay, we're almost to the underpass. So, this isn't going to be as far as I thought. We'll be lucky if it's 8 miles. So I will have to run up I could run down the other way. I got 2 options I can do, but it'd just be an out and back. That sun is warm. Now that I took my hat off, I can feel the heat on the side of my head, and it is hot. Gosh dang, it's had to have gained 5 or 6 degrees in the last half hour since I left. Oh. Keep looking off over here, seeing if I can see some elk, but they must all be up in the trees, which as warm as it is would make sense. We got ourselves here a convoy. When you drop down off the pass here, well, first of all, the speed limit goes from 80 to 70, and for trucks it's even slower than that. I want to say 65 or 60, something like that. But there is some pretty tight corners, but you're also, like, it drops a good, I don't know, probably 1,000 feet off this path. And probably more than that, actually. In about a, I don't know, maybe 5 mile period distance. But there's one corner. I don't know why, because it's not that tight of a corner, but there is so many semis that flip right there. Especially in the wintertime. Well, in the wintertime it gets so icy, so that'd be why they just slide right off in that corner. Because it is deceptive. Oh, actually, I got quite a ways still till we get to the... It's going to be 4.5 miles till we get to the underpass. Oh. Because I can see it, but we got to kind of go off this direction and then come back. But even straight line distance is half a mile ahead of me. Oh. Sprint? Yeah, I don't think so. I still got to run back. Sprinting. Oh. This is kind of a cool little ranch right here, too. And you can tell it's definitely an old homestead, generational family ranch, because they have multiple houses and stuff. This barn right here is about 150 years old, but they've replaced the roof and taking pretty good care of it. It's a historical barn. Full moon the other night, full kit. Hold it up on your face. Yeah. Oh, I would end up on my face right now if I tried to do a full sprint. My hamstring, my left one in particular, is not up to the task yet. But we'll get there. We will get there. Whew. I think next year I'm gonna put in for a tag in this hunting district right here. This is where I used to put in for my moose, because I know where the moose are here. But they only give out 1 or 2 moose permits every year in this district. Versus the other side of the interstate, that's my hunting district over there. And even over there, I know where there is some moose, but again, they only give out like 1 permit a year. You're a little bootleg, bro. Oh man, I'm feeling the altitude. It is. There's the 4-mile mark. I think that's off for my. Oh no, from where I was parked, I guess it'd be correct. So I'm at 4.17. So. But I am feeling the altitude. Oh man. I might have to, I don't know if I have any gels on me or not. Do some nutrition. Jaggle like an AT at it, baby. I think after this, I'm gonna there's a little gravel access road that goes down into off the pass a little bit, and there is some new growth pine trees there where I think I will be able to find a very nice Christmas tree. So I might have to do that after this run today, even though I don't like to get my Christmas tree that early, but they will be lots of snow. I won't be able to get down there if I don't do it now. Go to the farmhouse and ask for eggs and coffee. Yeah. Up here, if you continue where we cut across on the underneath the underpass here, there's a road that continues up back that direction, that there's a lot of new developments up there. People wanting to live off grid and such. Although I think there is some power lines that go back in there. Pretty nice little area though. And as far as Montana goes, it's fairly cheap. That's why I was looking at like that 100 acres up here, because 100 acres, and it was for sale, I want to say 150 grand or 50K. But that was about 5. But my concern is water, because having to drill through rock in order to find the water table would be very expensive. Ooh, this hill, feeling it. Altitude and hill. My goodness. So this is where you turn to get to that trailhead right here. And you take the lower part of the road, about 2 miles that way, and then once you get off of that, well, you have to make a turn. Well, the gate is right there. Sometimes it's closed. Like right now, it's probably closed because of the snow. But from the gate, you still have a mile up this horrible, eroded, I wouldn't even call it a Jeep trail, to get to the trailhead. When I had my truck, I was able to get to it. I don't think I could get up that on my van. I don't think so. Maybe just me. Oh. Okay. I don't know why this guy's going so slow. Like, what are you doing there, buddy? He's probably looking at me like, wondering why there's somebody out here just going for a run. It's probably the highway patrolman or something. No, it's just a regular person. Somebody from Butte. There's a guy over here. Oh, you can see it, yeah. That trailer house right there. It's actually 2 trailer houses the guys set next to each other, and somebody actually lives there. And I think it's funny, he has an outhouse out here too. But I don't know when they started making trailer houses, but however long ago it was, that guy got the first editions. And I cannot believe when it's minus 40, that dude's living in there. Unless he did some major upgrades to the insulation and stuff. Which, if you look at the exterior, doesn't look like he's done anything. Some somebody actually lives there all year round. Because you can see that he definitely has a wood stove, and you can definitely see the smoke billowing out of the chimney. Well, I'm glad we're back. I mean, I don't know why I would have lost signal, because I still have like 3 bars here. Line of sight of the cell tower, but well. Oh, now we're going into the headwind. My face is getting cold. Face is already, we just barely turned. Now my face is getting cold, even with the sun shining on me. So that was 5 miles. So I will be close to 10. I thought it was about 10. I could remember 10 or 12. This will be shorter though, because we're not swinging away now. We're just going straight to the van. And we're going uphill, which sucks, because now we are climbing to the actual Continental Divide. I didn't know it. You don't know. I mean, it looks pretty flat, but that'd be one reason why I was doing 8.5 minute miles, because I was going downhill. Whoo! An old railroad bed for a train that used to run between here or between Butte and Helena. Actually, went all the way to Great Falls, and there's like still portions of it. I mean, the old road going down off the pass behind me now is on that old trail, or on the old train bed for most of it. There's even an old tunnel about 4 miles in down there that you can't drive through, but you can walk through it. It's kind of cool. But then just off to the side of the frontage road up here, run on it as well. I'm gonna put my hat back on now. That wind is cold. My face freezing. My right ear freezing. So way up there, you see in between the break of the mountains there's that mountain way off in the distance that looks a lot lower, but that's just because it's way off in the distance. That is, I think it's called Red Mountain, might be Table Mountain, I don't know. But that is a 10,000 plus foot peak, where all the peaks around here are around 9,000 at the most. Okay, yeah, I gotta put my hat back on, because my right ear is freezing. Oh. Okay. That is way better. I mean, my face will still freeze, but at least my ear hole is warm now. this uphill. Still running sub 9-minute miles, but not near as fast as I was on the other side when we were going downhill. With the group in Bozeman this weekend or not. They are running a pretty fun little trail, but I don't know. We haven't even made it to the corrals yet. Finally made it back across from the old ranch right there. So there's something. Pizza. I want pizza so bad. What I really want is a steak sandwich from a place in Butte that was called Paul Bunyan's. And this thing was huge. Basically their version of like a Philly cheesesteak, but just humongous. And it was so good, so tasty, but the pandemic drove them out of business, so they're all shut down now. So I can't even enjoy that. There is a guy, maybe I'll actually look that up, that I served with in Iraq, that started his own little brewery / pizza place in Butte. I don't know if he's still open or not. That was like 6-7 years ago was the last time I ate there. When I was stationed down here, if we ever did like a group lunch or whatever, that's where we used to go all the time. And just I mean, one, the pizza was actually pretty good. one time, like who's the guy that used to do the food challenges all the time? He went there because they had what they called the Jamboli Stromboli. But then a couple years after that, this guy that I served with, he bought it and added in a little microbrewery, a little brewery in there as well. Okay, we at least made it to the cross. That means we only have about, I don't know, a little less than 4 miles left. I'd say like 3.5. Just over a 5K. So I used to do speed sessions on this part. 10K speed sessions. 10K at race pace. I guess I should say. More tempo, I guess, for a speed session. Oh, where's the steak sandwich? They shut down. It was called Paul Bunyan's in Butte. Man, it was good though. I would always order their half a sandwich, which was literally half of a French loaf. That's how big the sandwich was. It was called the steak and cheese our way. It was so good. And then I would get a side of onion rings to go with it. Definitely not good for your waistline, that's for sure. Man, it was good. I do need to get a mic muff. That's why I had to put my hat back on, because the wind was making my ear hole freeze. My face is still frozen now. But at least my ear hole is nice and toasty. I shouldn't get an earache now. Hopefully. Okay, with my sunglasses on, it is letting in just a little bit of wind into my ears. We'll see, but hopefully I won't get an earache. Just tape a cotton ball on there. Well, I actually have a mic with a wind muff that I can plug into the bottom of my phone, but the problem is when I do longer runs like this, I need to be able to plug in my external battery. So I've just never used it, other than if I'm doing like interviews or something for Jamil during a live broadcast, then I'll use it. Same deal? Nah, I never did. There's a guy I watch over in Belgium called Wyver that does a lot of geocaching stuff, but he quite often will just do like rides on his e-bike. He did one where he had his wife drop him off out like 100K out there, and then just rode his e-bike along the canals and stuff back to a different place where they were going to be on holiday. I think it's like his in-laws' place or something next to the coast. He actually has awesome setups. He builds setups for IRL people and geocaching and stuff. You saw that stream? He was having bike problems. Yeah. Well, I think that was like his first like time he used that bike, because it was his new bike too. So he didn't even know like how how far he's going to be able to go on the battery and all that kind of stuff. I like watching his stuff. I've always kind of wanted to get into geocaching, but some of the stuff that I see him having to figure out, I'm like, I'd never be smart enough to figure any of that out. He was actually the one I reached out to because he does stuff all over Europe. When I first went over there I reached out to him to be like, hey, you know, what is the different countries I was going to and policies about IRL streaming and everything. And so he there's a couple of places he didn't know because he hadn't been there, but a lot of the other places he was like, yeah, you got to be careful here and here and all that. So that's why I didn't do a lot of streaming while I was over there. Cosmitka. I jump in her streams every now and then just to say hi, because it's funny because she is just like streaming when she does have a mic. She's just streaming in Polish, but even when she doesn't have a mic, it's all Polish. And then I jump in there and make her have to speak English. And then she changes her tags on her stream, you know, for English or whatever. And should have, while I was over there, I should have reached out to her just to see if she wanted to meet up or something, but I just didn't have enough time. She was following me on my treks across Europe, but I don't know where she lives in Poland, but I was probably only 100 kilometers away because Poland ain't that huge of a country, and I was in Krakow. And actually, on my way out of Poland, I went through, what was the other town? There's another town. Next year, I plan on going back there again if I go to Chmpshs. I want to spend more time up there next year. I never got to go to Latvia or Lithuania or Estonia. I want to hit those three countries. And the easiest way to do it is actually the cheapest way, I should say, is for me to fly into Poland and then head up that way. So who knows, maybe next year I can meet up and say hi. Rock Springs, I didn't know there was a road right here. Must just go to this ranch. Well, you'd think if it just went to this ranch, there'd be a gate there, but who knows? Oh man, it sucks when you can just look for miles down the road and know that you still got further to go. I mean, I guess it really is. Can't be more than a 5K. Less than a 5K, actually. There's some people on bikes. There's something on the road. It almost looks like people on bikes. You do get a lot of people that come up here on their road bikes to train, because like I said, it's one of the few places where you just got wide open, not heavily trafficked road on a higher altitude Montana. Because usually the higher altitudes are forest roads. Pretty much here in like Medina Pass area down on the Montana-Idaho border, pretty much the only places where you have a frontage road like this that are high altitude. Medina is actually higher altitude than this, but for me streaming it wouldn't be good because there's not very much signal. Lucky if you get 2 bars in that section. Oh, there's people on some bikes. Nice. They're e-bikes too. I like their little crash helmets they were wearing. Those weren't bike helmets. Those were like helmets you would wear if you're riding around in a little Vespa. But once we get up into those trees, we're not too far away. Cell tower. We do have to run past the cell tower. And e-bike crashes kill? They do. I mean, just a regular bike you can I've just never seen anybody wear a full-on crash helmet like that. Like a half helmet, or not even half helmet. What do you call those? Do it. So you're the reason why it's supposed to start getting nasty over here too then. Starting on like Saturday, that's another reason why I don't know if I want to drive down to Bozeman. Or Saturday is supposed to be snowy, wet and snowy, mostly snowy. I think the high is only going to get to be about low 40s on Saturday. Oh, somebody's driving down this road. Oh, don't see that too often. There's our second vehicle since we've been out here for an hour and 16 minutes running. It's our second vehicle. Really don't want to leave the woods. Oh gosh dang it. I need to plug my phone in. Sure would be able to ride either, yeah. I'm telling you, that's the convenience whole thing. That is the convenience. Oh, I missed somebody in chat. Hey, thanks for coming in and seeing things. I am currently trying to plug my phone in because my battery's almost dead. There we go. And now I just screwed up my chat. Somebody typed something in chat, so it resets my chat. There we go. Okay. I always have to wrap my cord a certain way so it doesn't get all tangled up. After I get plugged in. Even though I just hit 20%, so chances are I'd be able to make it all the way back to the van. But I might run up towards, what is it, Sheep's Head? Maybe? For a little bit. Oh, there we go now. Somebody type in, I can see. 40-foot open attic, can do archery up there. Nice. Maybe review later. Like we're running a long time, we should be back by now. But in reality, we still have about 2 miles left to the van. And I may not stop there. I might, like I said, I might just do a quick little out and back, get a couple more miles in. Well, my little mic I can plug in, which now I wouldn't be able to because I had to plug my battery in, but it does have a slot where I can wear headphones too. Full head on right now, which is why it's so bad. Like if it was a little bit of a crosswind, it wouldn't be so bad. It is full on straight into our face. Probably about a 15 mile an hour wind, I'd say. Looking at the grass. Between 10 and 15, probably the gusty is up to about 15. Too bad drone batteries suck, could make it get around. Well, I have done that with my drone before, but yeah, they only last. I still, like I said, I have that original Mini, so it only has maybe 20 minutes of battery life at the most. Summer, all dependent, of course, if I get into these two races, which I should find out this weekend, actually. I think that's where when they draw the names for both races. But if I don't, I think I'm going to try and have one of my friends maybe drop me off up here in the morning and run back to Helena along the Continental Divide Trail. So it'd be about 100K. Overall, I don't know, maybe 15,000 feet of vert probably. I don't think it'd be too bad. Probably take me 14 hours maybe. It'll be a fun little run, I think. Oh. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do any extra miles. My legs are starting to feel it. This constant uphill for the last 3 miles. Which is good for training, but man, it takes when you're 2,000 feet higher in elevation than you're normally used to. And I still don't consider this high elevation. Again, we're only at about 6,500 feet, but it's higher than the 4,000 feet of Helena. Pizza and video games. Well, I mean, there's only like 2 days left of the OG Fortnite, so I could always go back to Helena and get some pizza and play Fortnite. Or I'm trying to get. Now, I'll need your help on this one, Barfak. I'm trying to get Rachel to start playing 7 Days to Die. Because I'm pretty sure that's cross-platform now, isn't it? I thought the last update they made it more, because she's on an Xbox. But maybe I'm wrong. But she also has her laptop. I mean, she could always download it on her laptop, then it wouldn't be cross-platform. But I have it through Steam, so I'm pretty sure if you just have a Steam account, you're good. Run 100K in Fortnite. Oh man, that'd be a long. Like, I think the most I've ever done in a game when I was just setting out, it was like one of the quests to like sprint. I want to say it was like 1,500 meters or something like that. The game took a long time. That's when you could use the slurps that gave you infinite sprint for the effect of the slurp. I loaded up with like 12 of them things and sprinted around the map. That took a long time. Oh, okay. I'll convince her to put it on her laptop then. I mean, when she was in Helena, that's what she was playing Fortnite on. It was her laptop, so. Slowly getting her to be a keyboard mouse player on PC. Although, first couple times she was using my controller on her laptop, but been talking about it. Yeah. I just haven't played for a long time. It's probably been close to a year. Actually, it probably has been a year because for whatever reason, it's always around Christmas time that I want to play that game. Mostly because I'm usually not doing as much. So I can just sit there and grind it. But I could probably even get my I wouldn't be able to get my nephew. I was gonna say I'd probably get my nephew to play. My brother wouldn't be able to play because he plays on like PlayStation, I think. But my nephew has a laptop that he plays on, but he's deployed right now, so he wouldn't be able to play. Well, we're almost to the cell tower. We just got a little ways after that. I mean, I can see the sign for the exit up here. I can see the Forest Service sign right here on the interstate for Sheep's Head. No, I haven't played since the latest one. What is it? 21? Version 21 or whatever it is. The latest update or update 21. That sounds right. I haven't played since they came out with that. Mostly because I was going to have to start a new game. And I didn't want to. Because I've watched, I mean, there's a guy I watch on Twitch every now and then. I can't remember what his name is, but he plays a lot of 7 days, and that dude, like, he'll spawn in brand new game, and before he even gets to the first 7 days, this dude already has a base built up where he can craft like level 3 weapons, all that. So I'm like, dude, I'm lucky if I even find a pistol, let alone schematics for anything. And by pistol, I mean a pipe pistol even. I'm like, and he's out here just crafting crap all the time. It's like, he has like 3 forges going. And I'm like, yeah, I might have a forge, but I don't have a, whatever the one thing you need to craft the higher quality stuff. I don't even have one of those. Haven't found one or anything. make chili dough. A lot of stuff is crucible, yeah. It's like I can go, I'll be like on day 24 or something, and then I'll finally find a crucible. And even like chemistry stuff, it's like I'll find like 14 beakers, but to find the the acid or whatever, the little chemicals that you use, like can't find any of that anywhere. It used to be the opposite. Find that all the time. Here I am, the first blood moon, trying to defend myself with a stone spear and a wooden bow and arrow. Because I haven't found anything to be able to craft anything. Well, the sun's gone, so no ride. The sun here keeps going behind these high clouds, which drops the temperature quite a bit. Oh, we're almost back to the van. Can't see it yet. We're almost there, though. Actually, I can't see it. I can make it out. A little bit of white blip right there. That's my van. You don't like playing with the blood moon on? That's what makes it fun. Now, I'm not going to lie. I do like nerf it a little bit, I guess you would say. And I turn the really fast sprint on, or I turn that off, during blood moon, and I make it a little bit easier. I don't know. I do say, though, that my favorite thing in that is probably building the base. That's my favorite thing to do. But then it also takes forever to be able to make traps. I love designing a base and building the traps or whatever. The tree stumps that always had good loot. Do the tree stumps still have honey? Because if they don't have honey, I'm dying from infection all the time. Well, if there's no honey, I'm definitely dying of infection every 2 days. Maybe I should just play some of that today instead. Super rare now, jeez. Although what I really need to do instead of play video games is work on my class, try and finish that up, work on my website, try and get that finished up, and let's go over here instead of being on the road. We'll just cut over here onto the old railroad bed. Oh, it's kind of muddy though. Making antibiotics from shrooms? I didn't even know you could do that. But you'd have to have don't you have to have the chemistry station set up and have your perks high enough on that one thing in order to do that, or find the recipe. Like, I'd be 50 days in usually before I could finally start making antibiotics. 9.66. Kind of feel like I want to run just a little bit further. So this is the road section. It goes up that way to where the Continental Divide Trail connects again. Or it actually exists. I mean, this is technically the Continental Divide Trail, but it's a road section. So you do it as just a cooking pot? Oh, okay. Well, you'd still have to have the recipe, though. But, I don't know, find a trader. You could probably buy one. I think that's all we're gonna do. My legs are really feeling the altitude. Oh man. Digging tunnels in that game? Yeah. The easiest way to dig a tunnel is with an auger. And I will tell you, in the last 2 years of playing that game, I have never found an auger or the schematic or anything. I've always had to do everything by hand with a frickin' pickaxe or a steel shovel. And then I watch people like Raptor when on YouTube, whenever there's an update, they always will set up a server and play 7 days, and it's like 3 days into it, like game time, like on the third day somebody already has an auger and they're just going to town building shit, digging tunnels and big enough to ride scooters in. Yeah, doing this, that's awesome. Okay, we are good to go. Oh, I'm hungry. There used to be a place in Boulder too, which is only like 15 miles back towards Helena. There was a good pizza place there that one of my old military buddies used to own, but I'm pretty sure that doesn't exist anymore either, because that was probably 15 years ago or more. That was good pizza, called Gator's Pizza, because his nickname was Gator. And at the time when I was married, my now ex-wife, she didn't like that pizza. I'm going to start the van just so it warms up a little bit. Yeah, because now I'm going to be connected to the van. Hold on.
Overkill. This band rocks, and if you disagree, you're not.
There we go. Now I should be back on me. For whatever reason, the audio sucks if I'm connected to the vehicle. I'm going to walk around for a little bit, just to let the legs loosen up. But anyway, she did not like that pizza because it had so much cheese on it, which is the one thing I loved about it. Each one of those pizzas weighed probably like, freaking medium pizza probably weighed 6 pounds because it just loaded. I love that pizza. That guy was a good guy too. I liked him. I wonder whatever happened to him. He's probably dead by now because he was a lot older than me. Because I was 20 years old when I served with him, and he retired he retired right before I went to Iraq, which was 2003, 2004, 2004 is when I went. July 2004. So he retired right before that. So that was 20 years ago almost. Dude's probably dead by now. Let's go. Yeah, the problem is I wouldn't be able to leave the stream up because no matter which direction I go, I lose signal. But oh man, I'm just gonna walk around in circles for a bit. That wind is cold. Okay, well that's gonna be it for today. Unless I hit the gym tonight, which I do plan on doing, but if nobody's there, I will definitely stream. I did not go last night like I promised everybody I would. And I might go tonight. But, so why are we out here? I'm out here because I wanted to get some high altitude, just something different than running in Helena. But yes, we are heading home. So yeah, I am unsure about tomorrow morning because I kind of want to hit the mountains one last time before this weather blows in. So depending on where I go, I may or may not be able to stream. If I go where I want to go, I won't be able to stream. If I relegate to a different area, I would be able to start the beginning of the stream, but then I'd have to end it shortly after. But we'll see. But I will see everybody at the next stream, whether it's tomorrow night or whether it's tonight or tomorrow morning. Wow, my brain is just not working. I need food. Whisper you my Steam account? Okay, I can do that. Because I don't even know what it is. It's something weird. I actually want to change it. I might try and change it first. Because it's actually technically my ex-wife's username, because she was the one that had the Steam account. I created the Steam account for her, let's put it that way, so she could play some of the stuff she wanted to play. But yeah, I'll see everybody whenever it is. If you haven't smashed that follow button, please do so. If you're over on YouTube, which I think is still up, I don't know, questionable being since I wasn't able to hit the go live button back on my computer, but if I am live over there, hit the subscribe button and then come over here to Twitch and hit that follow button. But yeah, see you next time when we do day 4 of week 3. Man, I can't believe we're already into week 3. But bye everybody, I love you all. I'll see you next time.